it's too bad about Dr. Humbleby.
Well, Humbleby was a muddle-headed old fool.
That means he disagreed with Gordon.
Well, he would have posed me on the question of our water supply. If only he'd taken the trouble to read my editorials on the subject. But no, stubborn as a mule.
Now, Gordon, I'm sure we're all very sorry he's dead.
Well, you have no reason to grieve at any rate, my dear. But you can't oppose the will of Providence.
Here's old Humbleby gets a mere scratch, and within 3 days he's dead of it.
I expect it had less to do with Providence than with blood poisoning. He simply neglected his condition, that's all, as doctors often do, oddly enough.
I shan't say any more. Couldn't bear Lady Barbara to think ill of me.
Actually, Mamma hardly knew Dr. Humbleby. It was Luke that was so eager to come to Witchwood, wasn't it, Luke?
Was it really? I must say, you don't look like our usual witchcraft enthusiast. But we get so few Americans.
Well, you've come to the right place for it. Of course, I think all this witchcraft business is rather absurd.
How did you know that I was here to study witchcraft?
Oh, what else could induce anyone to come to Witchwood?
Oh, but Luke's thrilled. Always been keen on the stuff. Doing a book on... how's it go, Luke? About death, anyway.
Oh, well, ancient burial customs.
Of course, we were going to go on to Stonehenge for the Druid Festival, but now I'm not certain. Perhaps one should tarry. I trust there are comfortable lodgings in the village?
Lodgings? Nonsense. You stop here, of course.
That's very handsome of you, Lord Easterfield, to take Luke in like that. I shall be quite envious.
Would you mean that you're not staying here?
Oh, Luke, don't forget about Ascot. Mamma's got us places in the Royal Enclosure.
The Royal Enclosure?
I say, I don't suppose you see, Mamma's having a little party afterwards.
Jimmy, I can't stay here.
No, anyway, so dreary, these parties. All those crowned heads elbowing one.
My dear boy, of course you shall stay. You must stay. You'll stay.
That was a very nice dinner.
All right, Andrew, I'll look up later.
You're going up, Gordon?
Yeah, I've got to review the article assignments, but show Mr. to his room.
Thank you.
Gordon's so serious about his work. He owns a few weekly newspapers.
Well, he seems to know what he's doing.
Oh, yes. One's not made a lord for nothing, you know. He really is a man of a great many gifts. Except perhaps in the aesthetics department. There's no accounting for taste, is there?
Well, they're all rather interesting.
Abominable is more like it. But Gordon will redecorate. He's renovated the whole place bit by bit since he took it over from my family.
You don't mind?
Would it matter? Anyway, it was a long time ago. They're Gordon's. Perhaps they'll do till your friend sends your things.
Oh, sure, it's fine. I like the room.
Used to be mine. I'm down the hall now.
Oh, then you do live here. I mean, you're a secretary.
And his fiancée as well.
Huh.
And now you're wondering if it's usual to live in the house of one's fiancé.
I'm sorry. I have a big mouth.
I'm afraid you'll be on your own tomorrow. Gordon and I leave early for London.
And so long as no one suspects you, murder is easy.
What the hell are you doing?
Pop in.
No thanks, I sort of like being alive.
You're quite safe. I never have accidents.
Oh.
Decided to stay and help. How's the research coming?
I was just in the village, and I learned something. Village folk are suspicious of strangers.
That's why you need my help. I know we'll simply say you're my cousin. All right?
Oh, please, I don't want to bore you with all this.
But I expect to be bored. It's de rigueur. I am in training to be lady of the manor.
I gather there have been several funerals lately.
Yes, it is rather odd, so many accidents. Let's see, there was Harry Carter. He was drowned in the river, owned the pub. Naturally, Gordon said he deserved it for being not only a drunk, but a socialist. And Tommy Pierce fell out of a window.
And Dr. Humblebee.
Fancy dying from a scratch. Oh, of course, Miss Fullerton.
Another accident.
Well, perhaps she doesn't count, as she was killed in London.
By a reckless driver. What are we doing back here? I thought you were going to help me.
Really? I don't understand why you didn't come here in the first place. It's his own museum. A hobby. Miss Wainfleet, the curator, knows absolutely everything. Hello. Miss Wainfleet. Miss Wainfleet. I brought you Luke Williams, a sort of cousin of mine.
Oh, yes. I saw you at Paul Lavinia's funeral, didn't I? I got a dreadful cold. Caught it from my housemaid, Amy.
You really should take care of that.
I know, but I wanted to take care of this new exhibit instead, though I can't see what Lord Easterfield had us in mind. But he's so keen on modernizing.
He must have brought these things from that laboratory he visited.
It made me quite shiver just to hear him describe it. All those deadly germs and cultures.
Luke, remember I mentioned about Tommy Pierce?
Yes.
Well, this is the window he fell from while cleaning it. Luke is doing a book on death rites or something, witchcraft anyway, and I thought you might be able to help him.
But how intriguing. Yes, we've quite a history that way. Goes back to pre-Roman times. Of course, our most famous witch was actually a warlock.
Oh, what was her name?
It was Harold, I think. Miss Wainfleet, you should be home in bed. Don't you agree, Luke?
Yes, absolutely. This can wait.
Yes, Tommy fell from that window onto the flagstones there. Quite horrible.
And you found him?
No, it was Mr. Abbott, the solicitor. We'd all gone off to the charity bazaar. Remember, Bridget? Poor Tommy. I'm sorry to say that no one liked him very much.
He was an infuriating little snoop.
I'm sure it was very good of Lord Easterfield to keep him on after Tommy was so impertinent to him.
Well, you know Gordon.
Such a pity. Lord Easterfield's kindness turning into tragedy like that. You stay, Vitty. afraid my housemaid is quite a lazy girl. Wasn't even up this morning when I left. You would love to get at my little birds. Hey, Walkie Pooh.
Walkie Pooh?
Yes. Lavinia asked me to watch him the day she went to London. He had a bad infection.
I can't find Amy anywhere. Out to her old tricks again. Gordon gave her no end of lectures about staying out late.
You're sure she came home?
Oh, yes. I was wakened by a noise very late.
She must be in there.
It's that one there. The little skylight. That's it. Oh, dear, I do hope she's all right.
Perhaps she did it on purpose. She was awfully torn up about some love affair a while back.
Come, you know Amy. Always several men on a string. In fact, she's just broken off with Mr. Ellsworthy.
Curious. No sign of anything.
Could you not touch anything, sir?
It's only a cough mixture. I prescribed it myself.
Don't suppose you noticed the needle marks on her arm, Dr. Thomas?
I did manage to notice them. Thank you very much, Constable Reed. I put them there myself. Amy's cold would linger, and I thought she might be run down. Took a blood sample.
But there must be a half-dozen marks on there, sir.
Quite. Amy had what's commonly called floating veins. Always takes several tries to insert the needle properly in such cases.
Embarrassing for you, sir. All that stabbing about. Still, we don't know that she didn't make one of those marks herself, do we?
What are you suggesting, Constable?
Drugs, miss. It's a common problem these days.